This is the story of how I went from this to this. I'll save some details for another video. As a kid, I drew sometimes, but every time I drew, it looked bad. Surprising, I know. And the same. I could only make something half decent if I used reference. My imagination things needed work. But by today's standards, both sucked. Fast forward to Minecraft. Fast forward to TF2. First time playing, I tried to rocket jump. And then my friend made fun of me for being bad. So then I simply put in 5,000 hours into the game, and he stopped playing. Pretty much lost all my skill by now. But that's kind of expected, I guess. During the height of my TF2 period, I entered the TF2 community on a popular gamer website. It's called iFunny. On there, I saw a bunch of people who I later became friends with making SFM posters and stuff. And 15-year-old me was like, oh, so you don't need to draw to make art, yo, let's go. And then a bunch of people lied to me saying that I was good enough to put in 1,000 hours into SFM. Don't know why I didn't reach 5,000 hours. I guess I only had time for, I don't know. But, you know, fast forwarding past some YouTube stuff, you know, just made one video that for whatever reason did a couple things. By the way, thanks. And about at the same time, I also started getting the mentality that drawing is just mileage because, you know, couldn't figure that out from the other 2 times that happened. Crazy to think that if you practice something constantly, you'll get better at it. It's very wild, I know. But you know, when you do that, you have to not use any reference because then you're a liar and a cheater, you know? Like, you're not a real artist if you use reference. So basically, I wasted about 1.5 years. And then I tried to get into an animation program at my college and got rejected. 16th place out of 15. They said I had to work on my drawing stuff. At the time, that was kind of not great, but after like a couple days, I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And then I switched from my SFM brain to my drawing brain and started infinitely researching online on how to draw. Before I thought drawing was some sort of talent thing. I don't know why I thought that, because really it's kind of just being like a doctor times 2. By the way, I got into the program the following year. Then sometime in early 2020, I thought, what type of art do I want to make? And I came up with 2 answers, 2 very normal answers. One was to be a concept/illustration artist, you know, like creature and mechanical designs. And the other one was to make anime characters. I know nothing about that makes sense, I'm aware. So in 2020, I decided to finally just stab my foot into the ground and just say, I'm gonna be an artist, smile. Because before that, I wasn't really sure if I was gonna be a 3D animator or something dumb like that. But ever since I made my decision, my abilities have been growing at a fairly steady pace, and I owe it all to these 3 YouTubers specifically. But now we're encroaching on the current me, so I don't really want to feel like I'm vlogging. So here's the educational part of the video. I always had this mentality that most people had, I'm bad at drawing. Then went from being bad at TF2 to being good at TF2 after practicing thousands and thousands of hours. Still don't know if that was a good idea. Somehow my brain skipped the sign on that one, so I did it again. I went from being bad at SFM and then to being less bad at SFM through about 1,000 hours. Then I figured, oh wait, can I do that with drawing? And then I did. Mistake there was not using reference or fundamentals, didn't know that existed. Just, you know, pure mileage. I'm gonna draw every day. I'm gonna draw the same thing every day without ever looking at anything ever. I will never look at anything. Although not getting into the program was definitely my wake-up call. I needed to put an enormous amount of effort if I wanted to catch up to those around me, because most people who are artists have been drawing for like 7 years, and that's the reason why they don't know what they're doing, because they've been doing it for so long, they lost track of what it feels like to not know how to draw. But I just didn't know how to draw when I was like 19-ish, so, you know, that's great. One of the biggest things that helped me was just completely getting rid of art block, because that wasn't fun. But that's a whole video in its own. I should end it here. Anyway, that's the fast version of the story. If I made this video too long, then it never would have come out. Maybe I'll save that for if I ever get farther into this whole art thing on this channel. If you follow my Twitter, that will help me survive. Bye.